Hello, everybody. So we are wondering, where are you in your business cycle?
Yes, do you know which one are you?
Because last week we spoke about the limbo, which is when you are just getting started, and today we're talking about the startup cycle.
So if you know, write it down in the comment below and share with us. And if not, stay tuned and listen. And then you, by the time we'll finish and go over all the different cycles, you probably will know.
Because we're covering it over 4 weeks, and today is the startup. So the startup is literally exactly that. You have just started and you are looking for opportunities, you're out of your comfort zone, and this is when you are networking, you're upskilling, you're building, you are trying to educate yourself, get your skills up.
So at the limbo, you were doing the research and starting the planning side, and now you're actually getting diving in more with the details.
Yes. Startup can go anything from 3 to 10 years. Look, again, everything is, with these kind of things, there's no fix, there's no perfect model, everyone is different, every business is different, so these are just guidelines, guidelines of where you possibly could be within your business cycle to be realistic about where you're at.
I think that's what we also spoke about previous time, in everything you do, even the plan you make, you need to be able to adjust it all the time.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong, there's not a winning formula, there's no such thing as if they say it's between 3 to 10 years, some can maybe do it less. There's
exactly.
That's the average. That's the big picture. But again, that's how you need to learn more about your business, understand your business.
So to know where that cycle is, because you don't want to stay in one cycle when you're in the next. So if you've gone in from the limbo and you're like, okay, I've done all my research, I know exactly now. This is going to be my market. This is my message. This is my product. This is my service. Then you're going to go into the startup. You're not staying in the limbo. You're now going into the startup.
And it is, and that's what we spoke about previous time. Because at the limbo, we both shared that we both made changes in our companies as per all the things that we found out while we were
doing the research
and trialing. So now I finally know where I'm taking my business. It took me actually almost a year to get there.
Me too.
And the same for her. So it actually does work on the average side.
Yes.
Now I think we both are entering the
startup phase. Yes, that's where we're at. It's actually, I don't know why we're celebrating, because it's not it's not like when you're coining the money or anything. But yeah, it's interesting because when you are actually sharing the journey and your personal journey, you can really get it, because we are in it literally as we are doing it.
It is, and I think don't look at the cycles as well as on what does it impact on the financial side?
Yes.
It doesn't mean anything around that. We're not talking about the financial side. It's just on the side of understanding your business, and by understanding that, where to take your business to.
And be realistic, because otherwise you're permanently disappointed, you feel like a failure, you have all this rubbish going on in your head, and just going, actually, you know what, I'm going to start up. And the startup means I need to upskill myself, I need to network, I need to market myself, I need to actually start doing the work. This is the action phase. Get out there and make things happen.
It is, because it takes time for you to understand what you really want to do with your business. And a lot of them, we do think that if you're going to take our business in a certain direction, and then we go there and then we realize it's not actually the right direction, not for us, not for the market, and we're changing things. And that's when it's all clear for you. You can actually start and building your business the right way. Using the right marketing tools for that, know how to do it. So it's when I've decided on my business, or I want to take it, and I'm aiming more for my online courses that I sell. So I'm building a community around it. So I'm using the different tools, how to build that. And part of that, doing that is for me this podcast. So to build the people around you will understand who you are and all of that. So now that when I know where I'm going to take my business to, it's easier for me to approach people. That's why I was able to take even my Instagram and just in a month and some to get almost 900 followers.
Wow.
And the reaction from people and the engagement, it is.
Wow, you guys, you see she walks the talk here. Yeah.
But it is because it's clear in my mind. So the moment it was clear in my mind, I know where I'm going, that's what got it. And that's why I realized how to do it. And that's why it's easier for me also to come and now explain to you how to do it. Yes. And that's part of it.
And she could not have gone from bypassed the limbo and gone straight up to the startup. Because how could you have gone into the startup if you hadn't done the limbo? Because you wouldn't have done the research, known all that. You wouldn't have the information to go to the startup. You can't start something if you don't have the limbo of what am I actually doing.
It's true.
Who,
and
right?
the limbo was a true limbo. Like
exactly. There's got to be that. And I think the startup is actually a little bit harder in the sense that it's even more frustrating because you're working so hard. You're so clear. You're working so hard. But there's time and there's processes. And unfortunately in life, you can't rush the process. You can't speed up time. You've got to literally go with it. It takes time for the market to get on board. It takes time to get clients. It takes time to share income.
It takes time to build yourself and get people to know you. Like even when we looked at doing like this podcast, we've done it and we took it, under consideration that it's going to take time for people to start watching more often, to get that car. And when we started, we had like few views and like let's say 100, 200. Now we are over 1,000 just on like Facebook. And I'm not even talking about the other like
this is
platforms.
After 20. Just
no,
out there.
Like
but still
after like 12, 13, that's when we start to.
But still, this is
time.
20. We've done 20 podcasts, so we're doing this consistently every single week.
It is.
So again, this goes with consistency of putting yourself out there. It's not just this week I'll do it. Nah, you know what? The next few weeks I think I'm just going to kick back and lie on the beach.
And it's not.
It's being consistent. That is key. Making sure that you are doing something every day. We've spoken about that.
Yeah. So the people that follow us know that you're gonna get a content every week, and that's why it's easier. That I don't even need like to promote it much, and it increased quickly to more than 1,000 views. So if I even gonna put much more energy into it, we'll get to the 2,000 up. But
she will do it. She does. She's very good at that. Yeah.
But we're also like trying to build it. So, and you know what? And that's the thing, the nice thing, because once you know and you went over the stage of the limbo and you know where you take your business, and now it's the startup part.
Yes.
You're actually planning, and then you're attacking. So let's say take social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, don't attack all social medias together.
Yeah.
Build them one by one. Understand them, because it doesn't work the same on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn. They don't work the same.
Know your market.
Know it. Like now that I know my Instagram, I can run it without like it's coming and going like easily. Facebook, it's easy. Now the new thing for us to try is that we're doing YouTube. Yeah. And we see the progress, like how we getting growing over there. And that's just the start. And it is, we are at a startup and it's going to take time. And even the people that, you watch on YouTube and they didn't have a company yet and they decided that they're going to share their knowledge on something and they started building. So also for them, it takes time to build that type of community. Yes. Even if it took just a few months, but it was a few months of really hard work that paid off. And even them, they changed. There's a really a nice girl that I love to listen to her YouTube. And she also said it took her a while to get her business to where it is now. And she's doing 6-7 figures a month. So, it's consistent. She said it took her 4 years to understand that that's what she needs to do, the YouTube thing. And that's where she went to. That's where she went to share the knowledge. And so 4 years it took her. So, and for us, it took us a year to get to where we are. Yeah. And I'm sure we will probably maybe even change more stuff on the way. So, so don't see it as a bad thing. A change is a good thing, and you need to learn to enjoy the journey.
Yeah. So to summarize the second cycle, which is the startup, this is when you are doing the work, upskilling, networking, and this is the work phase.
And the implementation part of the business.
Yes.
I'll say it like that.
And then next week, we're going to talk about the third cycle, which is the peak.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you know what's limbo and you know what's the startup. If you're in one of these two, so just write it down in the comments and share it with us.
Share your stories,
if you want to share success stories, if you're struggling or something, challenges, feel free. And that's the thing, that's part of it. We're learning and we're sharing the stories with you, and by actually doing it, we're also learning and getting our conclusions as well. Mm-hmm. So feel free. And if you like our content, give us a like, just subscribe to our channels.
Yep.
And follow us, and let's move to the next one. So next week
we'll be talking about when you get to the peak cycle.
Great. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.